I do think I want to know, like, if anybody can't hear me or anything, Michelle, those that are on my team, please just let me know, and I'll kind of keep my text here to look for. Today we're going to be covering a little bit of the face scan. We're going to be covering a little bit of the iTOVi scanner. Okay, and you're like, wait, mine's white. What's going on? Yeah, it's called a skin, guys. Come on, go to iTOVi.com and buy one. You can bedazzle it. Um, we are going to be covering also just the way we present our story. And today, a lot of what we're talking about is leveraging the tools that you have, which is the iTOVi scanner. Talk a little bit about the face scan, but most important is how are you actually using these things? We want to give you a couple pragmatic ways to use this. Then, towards the end of this, those that are still with us here will get a PDF summary with kind of a cheat sheet, if you will, and I'll attach that in the chat. Okay. I think we can attach things like a PDF or something like in the chat. Um, yeah, Michelle, make sure we can do that. If not, I'll take a screenshot. I mean, we should be able to attach. Yeah, yeah, you can upload from your computer here. Okay, I think I've done that. So I'll do that. I have that ready to go on my computer. I also will attach a case study that we've done, which is 10 ways that people and individuals are using iTOVi. So I want to give you a lot of value during this webinar. Hopefully it'll be about 45 minutes, maybe 60 minutes at the most. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I want you to walk away and say, hey, that was fun. I learned something new. We're doing some giveaways, so you'll hopefully, be a customer with a chance to win something. We're going to be doing some PayPal, just flat cash to give away. We're going to be giving away a few months of a face scan or an iTOVi scanner monthly, or let you choose. So just stay tuned to that, and so we'll be having some fun. I also want you to just walk away feeling more confident with these instruments, these things that you have at your disposal. Okay, so with that, let's jump into it. I know we got a lot to cover here, and honestly, if there are questions along the way, I want you to feel totally fine to ask those questions. And then you can just throw those in the chat, and our team will be ready to address those or at least keep track of those, if that makes sense. So I wanted to tell you guys a little bit of a story, and this is a kind of a fictional story here, of course, but I hope it makes sense because what we have at our disposal, you guys have these products, these oils and supplements that are very powerful for individuals. You know they are. Other people, your sponsors, your downlines, you all know they are. The other individuals that you're trying to introduce them to may not. There's that aspect. Like, how do we use this in our business? The other side is, how do I and my family take advantage of these tools the best way we possibly can, right? I've paid for them. I want to use them. How are they going to impact my life, and how do I change my health for the better? We have to remember that the oils and supplements are the actual products that are improving your life. Okay. The tools will help you leverage that and point you in the right direction, but it's taking action that matters most. Okay. Taking action that matters most. So I want you to think about this for a minute. Okay. There's this violin story, and maybe you've heard it, but imagine a world famous violin, a violin so rare that collectors insure it for millions of dollars. Okay, $1 million violin. And for those of you, and I haven't said this, that do not speak you don't speak English well, we will continue to take these and put them in your native language in the Facebook groups that you're a part of. So iTOVi Portuguese, iTOVi Spanish. If you're not seeing those in there, let us know. Our Facebook managers hopefully will be posting those and helping us get those into your hands in your native language. Okay. Regardless, this recording will be sent and emailed out to everyone. So you'll have this recording, okay, to rewatch. All right, so we got this $1 million violin. One night, a musician walks into stage carrying the violin. The audience is quietly just listening, and everybody knows they're about to hear something extraordinary. So they know this is a $1 million violin. But then something strange happens. The musician plays the violin almost. He gets ready to play it and then just actually sets it down on a stand. So they were waiting, the anticipation was there. And then he points at it and he talks about the wood, talks about the strings, how they were made, the history of the violin, the value. And for 20 minutes, just goes on and on and on, talking about this violin. And after 20 minutes, they are starting to look at their phones, they're starting to walk away. They're realizing that this is just a lecture. And he does not play a single note. So everybody starts to leave, kind of wondering, like, why did we come to this thing? Because nobody, buys a ticket to hear about a violin. They buy a ticket to see what the violin can do, what the person can do with that violin. And so now imagine kind of like a second musician. She walks out on stage and she carries the same violin. She actually picks it up with no explanation, no specifications about that violin, no lecture. She simply begins to play. So she's starting to play this violin. Within minutes, they're crying, they're realizing this is the most beautiful thing they've ever heard, smiling, kind of remembering things from their past, having these feelings be evoked. And the instrument didn't change. It's the same exact instrument, but the person using it differently is what changed, right? It's like, how am I using that instrument? And that's exactly kind of what happens in business every day. Many of us own, one of the greatest instruments ever created, which is our voice. The second, probably iTOVi scanner. Okay. You have the iTOVi scanner and the face scan, also the most powerful instruments you guys can use in your business. The science, the data, the technology. And I'm going to come back to the voice here, but I'm going to focus on iTOVi for a second. You have all of these recommendations, but sometimes we spend too much time talking about the instrument. Here's your report. We forget to actually play the music. Okay, the story of the transformation of what happened to you in your life is most important. That's why I said at the beginning, I want to talk about stories with you for a little bit. And then I'm going to get into, again, there are some troubleshooting things that we need to discuss, some very basic stuff. But you guys, nobody wakes up in the middle or in the morning and says, hey, I want to look at a report today. I want to know, I want to scan. I want to iTOVi face scan. I want to iTOVi scan. Nobody wakes up thinking that. Nobody wakes up thinking, I want technology. Okay, I want to get technology in my hands, but they do wake up thinking, I want better sleep. I want better sleep. I want less stress. Okay, I want more confidence. I want help. I want hope. I want solutions. They wake up wanting all of these things. And so you look at what that means. Sometimes we'll run a scan and say, your top product is magnesium. Okay, magnesium helps with sleep. Great, and it ends there. You taught them something. That's not the best way to do it. Okay, I'll teach you the best way to talk about those products, how to introduce them from the report. People want more energy. They want the solutions to their symptoms that they're experiencing. You have to remember that. So the scanner gives science. The story brings out and evokes emotion. And so when you bring the science and emotion together, the science and story, okay, the science and story together, people finally hear the music. Okay. So tonight is about, and tonight for a lot of you in EU or today is about helping you become the magician. Um, it's about helping you not just know how to play the violin, but helping you play the violin, if you will. Okay. That's what we're about. Before we get into some more pragmatic stuff, and I love kind of that analogy, let's do a giveaway. Okay. So right now, a lot of you have been commenting kind of where you're from. I actually want to ask you one thing real quick. What was the moment you first knew wellness could change your life somehow or change someone's life? Okay. What was the moment that you knew wellness, okay, supplements, diet, working out, oils, whatever that is, when did you realize that stuff, that recipe could change your life or that could change somebody else's life? Start commenting. Those that are more engaged, we're going to take your name and put it in a spinner wheel, and we're going to do a giveaway. So I'm going to let you choose. If you own an iTOVi scanner, and my team is gathering your names right now, if you own an iTOVi scanner and you're paying monthly, you can choose to get a free month or a $25 PayPal. Okay, we'll just shoot you $25 through PayPal. If you don't own an iTOVi scanner, then you can just get the PayPal, okay, if you want. Those that own one can choose if they want a free month or if they're paid lifetime. If you just paid it off, you could just get a $25 Amazon or PayPal gift or money. Okay. All right. So let's do that. You guys are commenting. I'm going to put these in a wheel here and copy this. And I'm going to share my screen because I think it's good that you guys are watching, kind of watching this real quick. So share. All right. Get those names in, everyone. All right. Let's copy this. Okay. Can Michelle, will you text me? Can you see my screen? Or anybody can comment and say yes. All right, thank you. Thank you. Um, I would love to learn your name, Yohara. And then to see, okay, cool. All right, here we go. For the first $25 PayPal, we'll send it to you today. Here we go. It's kind of fun. All right, Emma Farmer. Okay, good job. Oops. Go here and oh yeah, they changed my layout here, didn't they? Okay. All right, we're back at it here. Uh, I hope you guys understand how important it is to use instruments. And if there's a way, there's a strategy on how to do it. Okay. So, all right, let's jump into this. We have another. I might even let, by the way, if you're on here long enough and you're like super engaged, I might offer somebody that's a diamond or above, just because you have big groups. If you're on here and if you've watched this, for you to be able to give an iTOVi scanner away to your team. Okay. That might be something we add a little bit later. All right. So I said I'm going to come back to the voice. And before we kind of get into the iTOVi section here, there's something I do very seldomly, but I want to do one again, and it's a 3-day course. And if you're interested, let me know. But it's a 3-day course where we talk about storytelling and how to use your voice, which is our instrument that we have with us all the time. And it's only for 30 people, so I can only take on 30 people during those 3 days. It's 2 hours per day, and it's all about using and building confidence. It's about amplifying the best parts of who we are and storytelling. And I'm doing that on July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Perhaps that one's going to fill up, or August 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So I'll let you know. But if you're interested in that, just give me an emoji. It's $500, but that covers the full 3 days. And let me know like through a heart emoji if you're interested in that. And we'll kind of take note and maybe reach out to you. I'm not saying you'll have one of those spots, but possibly. Okay. This is an 88 keys principle that a few of my team members know, but it's about, yes, building confidence. It's really hard to convey our messages to other people and our stories to other people. And you can be an intelligent person and know everything about everything, but if you cannot elaborate, enunciate, dictate, carefully, artfully demonstrate this story and convey it and portray it in the right way, then that structure is convoluted and it's hard for somebody to understand and follow. If you're not eliciting and invoking emotion for your story, then it's gonna you're just touching on the logic part, right? And so there's lots to kind of navigate here. And I'm trying to talk a little slower. So hopefully tell me if I'm talking too fast. But the idea here is that each one of you have a story to tell. And the idea is to perfect that story, okay? And not forget it. What helped other individuals become excited about iTOVi or excited about your products or excited about what you're doing is your story. So people rarely buy because of information. Um, for example, I told you about magnesium. Magnesium helps sleep versus for the first time in 3 years, my daughter slept through the night. Okay. Notice there are some pauses there. I emphasized, and it's a story. Rather than, yes, you understand magnesium, your top product on your report helps with sleep, versus magnesium has helped my daughter for the past 3 years. And it has been like this since she started taking magnesium. It's been incredible. So that story, right? Or you leverage other people's story. Okay. Jane in my downline has a son who was so worried about this, headache issue that he was having. And it lasted maybe a month or two while this son is, trying to figure out his life. Peppermint came to the rescue. And over the course of him being very compliant, using peppermint daily, that headache started to diminish. Okay. So using that kind of helps, right? Now, what do you do with the report is when you scan somebody, the day after, you start dripping information, okay, about those products, what they can do. Information is not going to solely get them to purchase products. You also need to understand how are these products working for yourself and your family and document them. Okay. There's a whole recipe on how to document stories and how to link a word like strawberry, whatever it is, with a story. Like we can figure that out together. But there are ways to make sure that you evoke the right message. Okay. So you want to document any little thing that works in your life on a notebook, document it, and that will become a story. Okay. And I'll help you write those stories if you want. So there's a 3-part formula. And again, this will help you create better stories with the iTOVi scanner, kind of getting into the more, how do I use this thing? When you scan somebody, that's the first thing you need to do. And then you need to discover what those products can do for them. If you are new, you want to sit next to the client you're scanning and learn with them, okay? Read the product descriptions, learn about it. Then you want to tell the story. So instead of your top product is lavender, again, good job. Lavender does this, great. Information only. You want to say, tell me what's going on lately. Okay. You know, lavender's their top product. Your question should be, tell me what's going on lately in your life. Okay. That's just letting them kind of connect. This is teaching them, this is their findings. So people remember stories more than reports. Okay. People share stories more than reports. People buy from stories more than reports. So I want you to think about that. Tell me what's going on. Now, a pro tip is before you even scan them, to also ask them, how are you doing lately? Very general. Okay. When you point to the top product after they scan, lavender or whatever those products are, that's kind of when you point to a couple of those and like, hey, tell me what's going on lately in your life. And they'll point and they'll start, that's kind of you and them discovering together. That's part two. Okay. You want to give them, some good information on what they can do, but really want to listen. So then you want to teach them. This is the next thing. Now, this is a bad testimonial. For example, I scanned and got lavender. What did you get? Hey, I got the same report last week. That's not really a testimonial. Or more so about lavender. I was exhausted, overwhelmed. I wasn't sleeping. I was sleeping poorly. For some reason, what I've found over the last 3 weeks is lavender kind of kept showing up here and there. And as I leveraged that kind of story it was telling me, I was thinking, okay, I'm going to start taking lavender more. 3 weeks later, I kind of felt myself again. And that's kind of what, that did for me. That is a formula. That's a formula for you to use. So it's, what is the situation we're in? What is the situation you're in when you're scanning somebody? Let's discover that together. Then let's take action. Okay, take action. And then what are the results? Okay, what are the results? All right, I'm going to stop there and I'm going to give you the cheat sheet, of course, like I said before, but let's do another giveaway. With this question, though, I do want to ask, what is the most surprising scan result that you've ever received? Okay, so start putting those comments in there. What is the most surprising scan result that you've ever received? This can be funny, this can be emotional, but give us a little bit of information about that. And after that, go read other people's in these comments. What is the most surprising scan result you've ever received? Now, as you're kind of doing that, we're going to talk a little bit about the face scan and then another formula with the face scan. And then I want to go through, again, just some troubleshooting things, perhaps help us understand what you guys are experiencing and then go from there a little bit and do another giveaway. All right, let's do share my screen. I'm reading some of these here. This is amazing. Thank you so much, everybody, for sharing some of these thoughts. And yeah, I love this. And the more advanced we are in your guys' business, and the more you've been doing this, you know this. You don't want to come across as a salesman. You don't want to come across as somebody that's pushing products on other people. I get that. You want more so, again, to build value so that you'll pull people toward your products and your experience. It really comes down to you have something awesome that you want to share with people and you want to get it out there in the world, but it's like, how do I do that? And so that's where most people struggle. The biggest issue people have in sales, okay, even though, again, we're not really talking sales, but the biggest issue people have is they don't know where to begin. So you might be feeling that like, I want to talk about these products. I don't want to be that person, and I don't know where to begin. Great news, everybody. the iTOVi face scan, the iTOVi scanner elicits and evokes curiosity. Curiosity transfers over to conversations, okay? And conversations transfers over to buying, people that were interested in purchasing, okay? But it's that conversations part sometimes we struggle with. That's why I think our voice really, really matters here. Okay, thank you for all this. Let's share my screen here. And I love reading some of those. Some of those were very emotional, by the way. I just glanced at the all right. Uh, I'm wearing this heart while I'm sharing my screen here because my wife had breast cancer and she overcame it. Um, we got some more. She's now doing great. And on the back of this, it says, we're all fighting for you, Whitney, which is cool. But my stepmom passed away 5 days ago, and she helped raise me since I was 11. And so it was unexpected. And so I'm doing a shout out for her and my wife, because the funeral for her is tomorrow. All right. That was a somber way to then go say, hey, let's go have fun. The good news is my stepmom battled cancer for 14 years. Even though it was unexpected, she still was suffering for 14 years off and on. She's in a much better place and she's not suffering anymore. And we're going to celebrate her life tomorrow. So keep that in mind. All right. We are going to, thank you for being my friends, you guys. We're going to give away your choice of something. Okay. So whoever wins, you can choose to win an iTOVi case, which is $35 on our website. They're just like these cool cases. And when I ever give away this case, I want to teach you something, how people are using it. If you don't know, it takes me 2 seconds, but you have to be using something to carry your oils or products in, okay? If you don't have oils, some companies that we offer, iTOVi to, do not even sell essential oils, just supplements. So as long as you have some products with you, this case holds 15 little samples, okay? The idea is I can create a product group and scan for just these 15 oils. And I'll show you the case when I stop sharing my screen a little bit in a bigger way, but you can scan for just that group, and then whichever products come up in the group, you can give them a sample right then and there. If you're scanning for only 15 oils, for example, it's only like 15 seconds long. It's super fast. So anyway, keep that in mind. It's a great way on the go to go do a free scan. All right. Hopefully you've kind of found your name on here just for fun. Let's do a scan. You can choose the iTOVi case, a skin, and a lanyard, or $25 PayPal. Okay, we'll send you today. Here we go. The iTOVi iTOVi case, skin, and sleeve or lanyard is like $50 worth of stuff. Carmen Martinez. Great job. Great job. All right, that's fun. Okay, here is here's this some type of skin, and then the case looks like this, and you can scan for those products, and then we have a lanyard to go on it. So again, Carmen, we'll let you choose if you want that package. We'll send it to you for free or a $25 PayPal. Okay. All right. Let's jump back into a little bit of this. I'm just kind of following an agenda here, ish. All right. So we have the face scan I want to talk about real quick. We've only had the face scan for maybe 3 months. It's not where we want it to be. Okay, it's not. I'm very transparent with people. When we first came out with the face scan, it's exactly where we wanted it to be. We are about a month behind. We were hoping to have much more given to you now. However, the good news is our team is finding out more and more from our current base, our current customer base that are using this daily, what they like, what they don't like. And that month has given us more leverage to then go even make it better than what it was going to be. So it's going to be awesome. It's okay and it's great right now in many ways, like great in many ways, okay in some. It's all going to be amazing. Okay. We hope that you'll just kind of bear with us for a little bit. Now, as you're using the face scan, the best way to use it, okay, with iTOVi, we've talked to you about scanning in person. When you scan somebody, follow up with them the day after and send them the top product or a video or an article about the top product that they scan for. Wait 3 days, send them another video or an article about the second product that they scan for. Wait 3 days, do the third, the fourth, the fifth. We feel very strongly about that approach. If you scan 50 people in a given month or at any point, you should be enrolling 3 individuals on auto ship every month. With the face scan, the way to use it is different. It's a great way to send it out there to engage people that are not active. Okay. Perhaps people that are not very active in purchasing lately. Okay. Here's a free scan. The other way to do it is to send it remotely also to people that are doing awesome. It's an incentive. Let's send you a remote scan for people that are on auto ship. Okay. You might exhaust a lot of your scans because you get 40 free scans to send to people, unlimited scans for yourself on a certain plan. If you pay 10 more dollars, you get 300 scans to send to people and then unlimited for yourself. So it just depends on which plan you want. The idea is to find what works for you, how many you need, but the couple different ways is to re-engage people or send people that are doing awesome and you want to reward them. The benefit behind the face scan is that you don't have to be in person. You can send an individual or a group of people one link to use that they could use over and over and over again every month automatically, and you don't have to resend it. It will unlock every calendar month. So, for example, I have a friend down the street here. Him and his wife love the iTOVi face scan. They wanted to use the face scan 1 month. So I gave it to them. They text me, can we do that again? Sure. You're my neighbor? Absolutely. Here you go. I actually am just going to give this to you so you can use it every month. So I sent them a new link and I toggled the little button. I said recurring. Okay. Recurring means that it is going to be a recurring unlocked link that they will get every calendar month to be able to use for him and his wife. Now, if he wanted to use that link for maybe his child instead, it doesn't matter. I just gave him one link to use that gives 2 free face scans. I spoke to an individual in Poland a week and a half ago who told me that they sent it to a Facebook group of 15 people that they have in that group. And they said, first come, first serve. This has 15 scans in it. So that individual created a link that allowed that link or code to be used 15 times. That 16th person that goes to use that link, it won't work. Okay, so it's the first 15 that use it, great. 16th person, dang it, it's not working. That means the first 15 people already used it. The cool thing about that is she said, hey, first 15 to use this, that purchases this, get the free face. There's something like some type, I can't remember, some incentive. And it was a cool thing for her to do for free, for other people to get a free face scan on their own phone.
with Apple and Android now and the RPPG technology, it's amazing where we are going with this thing. Now, some of you are, does this face scan, does it remember my face? No. In fact, not even on your own device can you go find your face image. We can't find your face image. It's all de-identified, very, very private. Okay. The cool thing is those 15 individuals that used that face scan, the person that sent the link, she always will have those individual scan reports on her phone. Okay. So she can then talk to them about the reports. Those individual 15 people that don't own the face scan, they're not paying for it. They downloaded the app for free and did the face scan on their own phone, got the report, and that they will always have the report on their phone. Okay. Now, what we're getting toward here in a couple weeks is a way, a better story to tell that tells a story of this is the issue or two that you should focus on. Here is a 30-day protocol to use because it is a monthly scan that you can send to people, or you could send them one every week if you wanted, as often as you like, manually. We want to tell a story. We want to give them a protocol to use. What should I do? Everybody wants something done for them, right? Like, I just want it done for me. I don't want to worry about anything. You have to be able to give them like as least to do as possible. Okay. And we try to help do that. So that protocol and those products that come up in the people that you're scanning or that are doing the scans on their own phone, hopefully will have enough confidence that they can just go to town and know how to use those products. What we don't want is we don't want to overwhelm your customers. iTOVi does a pretty good job making everything pretty simple. However, the iTOVi face scan is a little too simple right now. And some other products out there are way too complex. So we're meeting in the middle. We're doing what we're hearing right now from you that are using it. So thank you so much for that feedback. We just want to keep making it more and more valuable. Okay. More and more valuable. So coming back to when you scan other people with the face scan, there will be a pattern that you'll want to kind of follow with yourself and your family, but also other individuals, more so than the iTOVi face or the scanner. The scanner uses GSR technology, bioresonance. It is sending subtle electrical frequencies to your body hundreds of times during the scan because iTOVi has taken all your products and uploaded those frequencies, okay? Those individual supplements, oils, they all have a unique frequency. So the difference behind this and the face scan is simple. This is how are you responding to the product's frequencies? What most likely will you absorb well? Okay. How are you responding to the product's frequencies and somewhat matching them up because our bodies have a frequency in them too? Not a diagnostic tool, I have to say that. The iTOVi face scan, also not a diagnostic tool. The iTOVi face scan is not how you're responding to the product's frequencies. It's how are you responding to life? Okay. How are you responding to your environment? What is it? What story is that telling us? Then we say, okay, this is kind of how you're functioning. Your heart rate variability, your cardiac workload, your cardiovascular score, your wellness age, your blood pressure-ish, okay? Those are metrics that will tell a story. Blood pressure, keep in mind, is about 93% accurate, okay? Everything else is way more accurate. But the more you do that, 99.9, okay? The more you do that, the more it will show you where to go pay attention. If you're seeing over time, that's why the face scan is patterns. Look for what's happening over time. Then you'll be able to say, okay, what can I do about this, right? That's where the protocols come in, a done-for-you solution. The iTOVi scanner is how you respond to those frequencies. So it's a little different. Now you take all that, and we're coming back to the beginning before we wrap up here, and we're going to do a couple more giveaways. Is now we have these instruments. How do we use and leverage our voice? Okay. You are the musician. So let me give you a couple hints. During important parts, when you're explaining somebody's report or your supplements or your products or your story, just a quick note, the best thing to do is pause after an important part. That gives the listener time to reflect on that previous point. Okay. So your rate of speech is going to be kind of fast during the non-important parts and kind of the more logistical stuff that you have to say and hurry it out there, like kind of I'm talking right now. It's not super whatever, not super important. And then during the important information, you slow down and you pause during the important information. Okay, if that makes sense. Now, volume also creates confidence. So the louder you are, for some reason or another, that evokes confidence. You don't want to be a loud, fast talker, though. That's annoying, right? But when you're discussing something that's very important, if you can raise your voice a little bit, okay, that will evoke confidence in what you're saying. Because if you're like, yeah, the oils and supplements, they work really good for me. My voice doesn't sound very confident, right? It's like kind of really quiet. But the oils, the supplements, they've changed my life, right? There are things to do. So I'm talking about your voice right now, you guys. You have this amazing scanner, the face scan. Like, how are you going to convey your story and tie it all together? Your melody matters. Your melody of your voice really matters. You don't want to be monotone and talk like this the whole time, or you're just going to bore people out to death, right? But if you're having fun and your melody and you're kind of like singing, that's why people remember songs because there's melody to it. People remember your voice if there's melody to it. Okay. And pausing. Again, pausing is so important. And listening is more important. Listening is more important. Okay. When people are talking, don't think about what you're going to say next. Actually listen to them. It's important. Okay. And then repeat. It's okay to repeat things and the more you actually have repetition throughout your story, the better. Just really hit it home there. All right. Let's do a giveaway and then let's end here. I want, oh, and before I end, and before this giveaway, I want to really discuss a couple of things. So if you own an iTOVi scanner, this is just like stuff we got to get out of the way. If you own an iTOVi scanner and you want to upgrade to the face scan, just go to iTOVi.com for now and go add it to the cart. Don't try to do it within the app. If you do it within the app, that's okay too. But you might want to look at just doing it through iTOVi.com. Okay. Especially if somebody's like referred you and to the face scanner, there's a place in iTOVi.com to put their link in there if they referred you. Also, Jonna, what are a couple questions people have that you think we should address real quick? And maybe throw it in the chat, or if you want to raise your hand, let you talk, if that works. Yeah, that does. Okay. All right, John, go ahead. What are some things we can talk about with customer service? And then I see some hands being raised too. But John, it looks like you're off mute and you should be able to talk here. Kimberly, I'm going to see if this works for you. It doesn't seem like it's working for Jana.
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I recently did a vendor event and it was really busy. And so I purchased the facial scan from you at Leadership Retreat.
Sure.
Love it. Love the facial scan. Anyway, so we scheduled Zoom results. And so I had a couple of people that didn't show up for their Zooms and one that didn't respond at all after I said, "Hey, sorry, we missed your Zoom. Would you recommend that I send a short video of the first thing that popped up on them in their results as another follow up type thing and just say, hey, this is one of the items that I see that could help you?"
Yeah, Kimber, that's a great question. Similarly, with the iTOVi scanner, you can follow that same recipe with the individuals that receive that free face scan. Absolutely. So on that, you have a different view, right? You still have their top five products. You could even filter and see top 10, but that's a great way to re-engage them the day after you scan them, or they do that face scan, or maybe 3 days later, and send them, hey, I thought this was interesting. Let's call her Jane. Hey Jane, I thought this was interesting. This product that came up in your report, maybe you picked the top one, maybe it's the fifth one down, it doesn't matter. This product that came up in your report, I just learned that it does this and this, and I found that when I used it, it also did this. So Phil felt found is something that you can always use with people. Phil, I feel the same way. What I found is, or what I felt was this, and this, and what I found was this, and this. So I feel what I feel what you're saying. Or Johnny felt the same way, and what we've both found was this. So Phil felt and found, and if you can use another person in there besides you, I feel, felt, found. That works really good. That's an excuse to re-engage somebody, Kimberly. Perfect. Guys, I want to mention this with what Kimberly said. And this was what we were doing at these events in Poland and all the events that we go to that you guys could also do with the face scan, which is you have the opportunity to go to expos, uh, host in a Zoom event, anything remotely, anything in person, to then simply let people scan a QR code to do a face scan right then and there, or give them a code that you create. You can do all that with the iTOVi face scan. Okay. You can create a code that you can offer a free scan for people that engages them. Once they do that, you guys, you introduce products to them that they can then go, learn about. But again, you don't have to have them scan right then in person. If you're at an expo, you can say, hey, here's a code. Go take this, use your own phone, go scan, just make sure there's good lighting, and you'll get a report and let's talk about it. And now you have a person's information to follow up with them. Guys, it doesn't get any easier than that. You're not telling people, put your phone number down and a name, and it's just scan a QR code. You get a free face scan, and then you can follow up with them. What an awesome way to have prospects funnel down into your pool. All right.
Hey,
What?
hey, Sai,
Yes,
can I give you a testimony?
please.
So I scanned a friend, and I think she did it just for I think just to appease me, but she had something show up on the report that indicated that her liver was not functioning well.
Okay.
She wound up in the hospital 2 weeks later with acute liver distress. So she called me after she got out of the hospital and said, I should have paid attention.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, Okay, tell me about it. And literally, she totally wound up in the hospital with like unconscious for a few days, and now she's recovering from this issue that she had from clogged up bile. Um, and so she's in recovery, and so she last night she asked me to do another scan to see what else is going on in her body.
Wow. Yeah, I love that. And it is. It's all pointing towards something if you pay attention. It's hard to listen to our bodies as often as most of us will say that listen to your body, especially to our kids, listen to your body. And it's
Mhm.
not always easy. And we might have something going on that we actually can't listen to. I might not think I'm stressed,
Mhm.
but I might be stressed. My body might be stressed. I might not have X, Y, or Z or think I do, but my body knows I do. And so there are ways to listen to these patterns, Kimber. That's thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, my grandkids were
No,
running in here.
no, you're good. It's
Hey,
amazing.
Sai, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, are we able, do we have time to quickly show everybody in the chat how to do a remote scan using their link? I think there are a few people here that are struggling. If we can maybe help help them walk through that. It's a pretty
Say
easy
less.
process.
Say less, my friend. Okay. So, real quick, you guys, I know we've gone on an hour right now. And so just bear with me if you want to stick around. We're going to do a couple more giveaways, but let's go through this. So, if you do not see the face scan on your phone, then your app is not updated. Update your app. What you'll notice is a couple things here. You click face scan, you can scan myself. I could scan a contact list. Okay. Anybody in my contact list here? I'll hurry and exit out of that so you guys don't see people. I can create a new individual and to scan. And so you can scan in person those three ways. Okay. Or I can do a remote scan. This is showing me that I have 284 available scans, okay, during this calendar month, okay? This is because I have a 300 remote scans per month. I am going to give anybody on this call, you guys we'll say, you can share this with your team or you can do your own face scan, but I'll create one for everybody that's listening. And the first 50 people, okay, that want to use this link can use it, okay? Once that 51st person tries to use it, it won't work. Again, I want to show you that I am basically creating what I want. If I wanted to, again, create only two people could use this, then I would put two people, okay? Like I talked to you about the family down the street. If I want to say 50 people could use the same code and same link every single month, then I would toggle this bottom part, see where it says recurring on. And then I can also choose an expiration. Okay, so I want everybody to be able to use this by July 17th. Okay. Now, this recording is going to be resent to a lot of people. So before they watch it, right? The people that are live, I think you guys merit to get this first. So either again, send this to somebody if you already own one or use it yourself. Feel free to do whatever you want with it. But now watch, I'm going to hit create link. Okay. Now there are two ways to use the coupon. Okay. Use the link. So whoever wants to use this, they're going to have to download the iTOVi app for free. Click face scan, and then you'll see a button that says basically redeem. Okay. You can redeem it by putting in this code 2HCJOG. That code will give somebody a free face scan. If they want to also take a picture of the QR code, that works too. Okay, to start the scan pretty much immediately. So if I were you guys, I would take a screenshot. I would just take a picture with your cell phone right now. And then when we're done, go do a face scan. Okay, first 50 people. That's how you do it. So if I wanted to share this with you guys through email or through a text, I would just hit that button down there, or I could even share just the QR code. So there's the share link down here. Again, if I wanted to text this to somebody, or email it or put it on Facebook, there's this copy button down on the bottom left. I have an iPhone. It's however you guys want to do that. That will give those individuals a free link. Now, let me show you where to look at those links. If you click the menu button on your cell phone, okay, so here's your main home page. You hit the menu button, which is the top left, scroll down and hit remote scan links. You'll be able to see, okay, 0 out of 50 people have used this link so far.
Sai, they're having, I don't think they're seeing your screen.
Wait,
Uh,
what?
yeah.
Jonna, no. You're telling me that just now? Oh gosh. Okay. Hold up, everyone. Um, that's insane. Nobody was seeing my screen the whole time. Okay, can you guys see my screen now? Jonna?
Yeah, we can see your wheel. So yeah, we can see your screen now. Okay.
Goodness. Okay. Well, you heard me say that all, but I was going through this whole thing. All right. Shoot. Okay, so the face, I apologize, everyone. This was up. This was what was up on my screen. So the face scan. You got the app. Click the face scan link. Myself, contact list, create new. Those three will basically let you do a scan in person. Remote scan is how you send a link to somebody else. So see here on the top right, it says available 282. I want to create a link for somebody. I can choose this, anyone with a link. This means anybody can use this link. Okay. Or I can choose a client, or I can create a new client. Okay. Because there are a lot of people on this Zoom, I'm just going to say anybody can use this link. And the first 50 people, I mean, I was doing all of this the whole time I was talking. That's funny. The first 50 people can use this. Okay. And then I can say, okay, this is recurring or not recurring. And then I can do the expiration down here. So this one will expire July 17th. Okay. Um,
Sai?
yeah.
Sorry. Are you able to also show the ones who currently don't have face scan how to redeem the link?
Yeah.
Are you able to do that as well?
Yeah. So if you don't own the face scan and somebody sends it to you, what you'll do is you need to make sure the face scan thing is shown here. And instead of this screen, there's let's see, um, yeah, I can do this here. Let's just do this. Well, before I do that, let me show you where to go look at the remote scan links, and I'm going to give you guys this code. So I want you guys to take a picture of this. This is what I was saying before. Take a picture of this, and the first 50 people that use this can do a free face scan, or you can share it with other people, okay? So that link code, there's two ways to redeem it. Put in that code or use the QR code. So now what I'll do, and again, that will expire July 17th, and you can see here in the menu on the top left, and I click remote scan links, you can see anybody that's ever used it. If they've used the link, then it shows their email address there. So this is just a demo account, but anyway, let me show you, let me log out of this. Okay, so because I'm logged out now, I think there's a way to show this real quick.
Saya also sent you the PDF for the client remote scan flow guide.
Yeah.
On Slack, I DM'd it to you. You can also use that one.
Oh, okay. Through text or what?
It's on our Slack. I DM'd it to you.
Okay, you guys are getting a piece of like everything but that's fine. There's nothing to hide here. Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, basically this is what I wanted to show you. So once you download the app, you'll see this start remote scan. This is where you click that, and then your clients will see this. There's two ways, right? They can scan that QR code or they can enter the code. Okay. The code is, again, that code that I sent you that you guys should have taken a picture of. That's what you're going to put when you hit click enter code, or you can use the QR code. It's as simple as that. After that, they're just going to go do a free face scan. Just want to make sure the lighting is good. And then, yeah, you'll always have that individual's report in your phone as well. And they'll always have that in their phone. So when you guys look at your past scans, you won't only now see your iTOVi scans, but also you can swipe over and see your face scans. But yeah, that's how that works. It's pretty simple. Okay. So they'll just go make sure they scroll down on this page. Some people they click start scan a bunch, but they don't know they need to scroll down a little bit and click those two buttons. Michelle, we probably should fix that. And then yeah, so pretty awesome. You can also always go into those past reports and look at their reports. Also, with the face scan, there are trends, and you can show trends by, you can see there's heart rate right there. You can show trends by different metrics. Okay. So if you guys want this PDF too, I'll give it to you as well. Okay, I'm gonna hurry and stop sharing. And then I guess stop sharing my phone. Start mirroring, and then let's do the giveaway. All right, with this giveaway, you guys have been so awesome, so patient. We've ran over. We're gonna do 3 different individuals. The first one, actually, let's just do them all the same, and let me make sure I get everybody on here. Michelle, everybody, this is up to date, I assume. Okay. Okay. Now, if you've won already, and then we'll just do a different one. Okay. So this one is, you will get your choice of 3 free months of an iTOVi face scan or the iTOVi scanner. Okay, 3 free months. If you don't have either one of those, you get to choose, or a $50 PayPal credit. Okay, we're gonna do 3 of those right now, and then the fourth one, the very last one, we're gonna just do something a little interesting here. Oh, let's see. Is anybody on here a diamond or above? And if you are, give us a yes in the comments. Let's see here. No diamonds and above here. All right. Well, I manifest it every day. Yeah. Awesome, Emma. Okay. Let's just do this then. These 3, if anybody is, let me know. I know in the last one we had a few. In the last webinar we did. Oh, there's 2 more on here. I definitely want to make sure I get those. Okay. Founder in Poland. Heck yeah. I manifest it every day. I love that. It will happen. Okay. Again, 3 free months of face scan or 3 free months of iTOVi scanner. Now, you might already own that outright. You might just want $50 from PayPal. So here we go. Let's do 3 winners right in a row, back to back. And then I'm going to end by uploading all these PDFs, a summary of this, and then we'll get out of your hair. All right. Geneva. I love that. Good job, my friend. Let us know. We'll keep track of all this. We got a team helping me out here. The next winner, Jennifer. I almost said Stephanie, but I think it's Jennifer. Good job, Jennifer. All right. And last but not least, who's going to win? Who is going to be the last winner here? All right. That's a tough one. Karen. Okay. Good job, you guys. Great job. You guys, hopefully you write that down. Okay. Let's stop sharing. Now I'm going to send you guys all these PDFs real quick, okay? Oh, it's always right there. All right, here we go. Let's get to the chat. You guys are going to want to look for these in the chat, and you can share these with your teams. If they're not translated, and you want them translated, look for them in the Facebook group that you belong to, okay? Part of your group here. Okay, so chat, hitting the plus sign. Upload from my computer. Okay, here's the first one, which is the iTOVi case study. Okay, it's 10 ways iTOVi has helped individuals and what they've learned from it. Okay, so there's the PDF. The next one is the field guide, which is the webinar we did today, basically a summary of that. Okay, it's a oops, just dropped something. It is the field guide. The last one is what Michelle just sent me. And we actually have this translated into different languages already. So if you go to iTOVi, but I'll send it to you anyway. If you go to iTOVi, let's see, I did. There we go. .com and click on resources, you'll be able to go find a bunch of content there that will help you, especially in your native language. Okay. So now Mimi, it said it's not letting you open. Is that happening to anybody else? And I'm wondering which one. Field guide. Chantel, did it let you open them? Okay, they all open for you, Elisa, and all of them. Okay, everybody else can open them. Mimi, you might want to try it a different way. Maybe on your phone instead of computer, or but yeah, they should be here for everybody. Got to look in up on the chat. If you scroll up, you'll see all the PDFs there. So all right, with that, and again, this recording is coming back to everybody. Customer service is support@itovi.com. We also have our phone number there. So if you scroll down on itovi.com, you can scroll down at the bottom, find us, contact information. You can call us. If you email us at support@itovi.com, we'll help you. You can email us in your native language. We are here to help you. We also have an iTOVi Business Builders group. We have not been active in for the last 90 days or so, but I am going to start putting in more content in there for individuals. So be patient on that. You guys, thank you so much for joining us. Are there any other questions? And feel free to hop off. If you want to stay on and ask a question or two, feel free to. I'd love to answer any currently. So what you do for the discount or annual, quarterly? Yes, I would do a discount. Would you do a discount for annual or quarterly? I think I know kind of what you mean there. With the face scan, we only have the monthly option. We are coming out with an annual option, but not a lifetime plan. And that's coming in a month or so. So yeah, Allison, if you want to tell me what you refer about quarterly discounts, but yeah, if you do pay annually for the face scan, you will have a slight discount for that. So when we do get the annual option out there, we'll email everybody and say, hey, if you want to pay annually now, you can, and here's a discount. Karen, yeah, let's take note of that. Michelle, Jonna, and email her, Karen, the files. Also, you guys, the reason why we can't do a lifetime plan with the face scan is because unlimited face, we could do like a 10-year plan, if you want to do something like that, or a 5-year perhaps, but we can't do a lifetime. But we can look at a 5-year plan definitely and do like a discounted pro thing for that. It's just way different than our iTOVi face scan. So costs, everything, it's just different. Allison, yes, you bought yours outright. Any other questions? Karen will email you that. If you have another group, like a big downline, and you're like, Sai, I want you to just come train us and maybe add value to our group, let us know. Support@iTOVi.com. I'd love to have like 10 or more people on that group rather than just like 3, just because of my time. If you are interested again in leveraging and amplifying your voice, extensive, hands-on, uncomfortable type experience, then yeah, give us your emoji, a heart emoji, if you're interested in being one of those 30 individuals that experience that. Okay, that'll help tell your story and help you have more confidence in using your voice. All right, how would you explain the difference between the face scan versus the traditional in-person scan in terms of validation of the results? Yeah, great question. So we have the iTOVi scanner, which, GSR, galvanic skin response technology, has been around for 100+ years. Okay. Bioresonance, people understand that, or bioimpedance. It's more so bioresonance, which is biomarkers. So how that works essentially is our bodies have a healthy range of frequencies. So I'm talking about the iTOVi scanner now. And you are simply responding to those products' frequencies. It's kind of like a lie detector test. Okay. We're able to say, how are you responding to these products' frequencies based off of diet, stress, and sleep, mostly. Then we say, okay, you had a more extreme response to these products' frequencies. Let's display those in order, okay? The top, the second, the third, the fourth. And over time, you'll see some similarities of products that are showing up more and more, especially scanning yourself. That science is very validated. It's been around a long time. And although it's not a diagnostic tool, it does help tell a story about how you are doing in that moment, taking a snapshot of your experience to those products' frequencies and your body's frequencies at that time. That science has been around a long time. I just want to make that clear. It's found in other medical devices. You can go look at it, galvanic skin response, and then also go study bioresonance. The iTOVi face scan is different, right? It's using RPPG technology. Go look that up. The iTOVi, or the face now with cameras and things like that, can get way more detailed. Basically, the camera is looking underneath your skin and looking at your subtle micro changes and able to detect your heart rate. You can also validate that by putting on an Apple Watch and doing a face scan. Make sure the quality is good. The more accurate that quality is, the more accurate the information will be. So when you do a face scan, you'll see that there are stars up there. You want to make sure 3 stars or higher are being detected during the scan. Okay, that's the quality of the scan. While you're doing your face scan, look at your Apple Watch, start both of them, okay, to do your heart rate and validate that. Okay, make sure that that's accurate. It is. I've done it lots of times. So that heart rate and all of that other information, now with technology and AI and 500,000 different data sets that we've accumulated, we're able to take that and learn a lot about our bodies, our stress, again, micro movements that we can't even see with the naked eye. And we're able to detect that, right? And so, again, the face scan, though, is more about patterns over time. It's not so much I scan myself today and this is exact like my face scan. This is exactly what I should do. It's I want to scan myself, focus on the issue or two, do the protocols, but really pay attention to what is this saying over the last 6 months? What have I been learning? What have I learned over the last 3 months? And so it does take some time to tell that story. And yeah, so it's a little different, right? It's how are you responding to life as opposed to how are you responding to the product's frequencies. Um, so yeah. Now, Jonna, do you want to say something too?
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is actually one of the questions that a lot of our customers bring up and have asked us, especially when we first launched. And I'm glad that somebody asked and you're addressing it. Uh, Most of the questioning is what's the difference, or there's always a question of should I, use this one or that one, and it it's great that you're seeing you're explaining to them the difference because you can use them both because they show different things. And the question I would have for you would be what as a last question, what would be an advice that you would have for our subscribers for face scan when their clients ask them, because that's something that a lot of our clients have come up to us is with a concern of how do we introduce the concept of face scan if they've been so used to the GSR. And because the first question is, well, what's the difference? Should I just use this one or that one?
Yeah,
And so that's a question that comes up a lot.
yeah, that's and I've heard that. Thank you for bringing that up. I don't think personally having one is better than the other. I really don't. They're just different. Having both of them, I think you're able to accomplish more is all. It's almost like having yeah, I'm trying to think of tools in my toolbox. Like I have one that can do something, I have another one that complements that, so now I can do more. I can't think of an analogy because my mind's all over the place, but they're different. So I would say my answer to that would be it depends on what you're looking for. Okay. I would ask a question because if you're using this for yourself and your family only, which a lot of our customers do, surprisingly, some of them are not using iTOVi at all to build their business, but they're a customer and that's great. And they just want to have whoever their sponsor is, send them the products or order from them, or they order online and they're a customer and so it just depends. What are you trying to accomplish? How many people are in your family? The scanner is going to accomplish this for you, and then the face scan would accomplish this for you. What those are, I've kind of gone over, but let me just reiterate. If it's for your health and wellness, which again, you're talking to your clients and you're talking to them, so this is pertaining to you and them. If you're looking at improving your health and wellness, you have a couple options to do that, right? You have many options, right? But I'm talking about with iTOVi, you have our DNA if you live in the US. The DNA is a way to establish a baseline. It's what you're predisposed to be deficient in. Okay. It's basically saying you are always going to be low in copper, so you might want to take a supplement. Okay. Go do that. And then there's a way to like gauge where you're at along your lifelong journey, which is through blood work or different ways to figure out if you are low in copper, is that, working? That's our DNA product, 80 different traits. It's an awesome product if you live in the US. Again, internationally, we're working with a company out of Poland, actually, um, uh, that does lab work. Okay, for all of international customers. Um, that's a different story. It does different things. The face scan is something I think once a week or once a month is sufficient. Okay. You're figuring out what's happening to you. How are you functioning? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you stressed? What's your blood level, or your blood pressure like? Do you have heart rate issues? Look, you're looking at trends. That's why we show trends. You're looking at yourself and how you're functioning, which I think is so important, especially as we get older. This is a very applicable thing for individuals in healthcare, in the healthcare space, right? Especially, elderly people that maybe can't stand on things and like, how am I, doing. I don't have a cuff all the time. I can't stand on something and grab something and figure all this out. This is such a great way to check in with you and how you're responding to life. I don't think that there is anything out there right now that is more accessible, easier to use, that will help you look at those patterns over time. Now, from a business aspect, absolutely a must, I think, to have both because you're able to send people remote scans to re-engage them. You're able to give them a QR code they can go do on their, or a code they can go scan themselves whenever they want on their own phone, and then you can have talking points to them and follow up with them remotely. That would have been awesome to have during COVID, right? If we would have had the face scan. So, something like that is so applicable if you have teams that are not super accessible within driving distance. If you have people to go re-engage, it's so easy to send them a remote scan, you guys. It's amazing. Okay. If you have expos again, and if you don't want to give them just a scan, which I do during my, events, I give them a free iTOVi scan, but also, hey, here's a free face scan you can go do later. Okay. Both of them. The iTOVi scanner is more, I could scan every 3 days, every day to see which oils to diffuse, once a week, the same time of the day works best. Same with the face scanner. And that is something is you can have these more check-ins, I think, with the iTOVi scanner. And then when you're scanning other people, that once a month scan for your downline or your friends or whoever you're introducing products to also works once a month. Okay, getting them set up and then checking in with them again in person. Now, I love the in-person thing if you have that opportunity to have them experience and touch and feel. And that makes sense to people to have sensors send something to me and I respond. People are used to that. That is a fun, engaging thing to do, right? In person. So it's a different experience than saying, okay, here is what you're responding to. Here are the top 7 products you had the best response to at this moment. Now let's look at the emotional wheel and the body systems wheel, which we don't have yet in the iTOVi face scan. And so now you're telling a story in the emotional sense, paying attention to the top category that they had the best response to. You're telling a story in the body systems, paying attention to top category they had the best response to. So you're able to just sit down with people and listen and engage in that regard too. In both cases, they download the iTOVi app, they have their reports in their phones, and they have something to look at, and hopefully you're pulling them toward your products. Now I'm talking really fast with people. I would check my heart rate. It's probably a little quick now. But John, what other things can I answer? What other questions do we have? We're definitely over time, so and anybody just hop off when you want. But I love answering questions here if people have them.
So I think that's the most asked question is the
Yeah,
difference because a lot of the new people, like even the ones that has never had a GSR scanner, they are familiar with
yeah.
our scanner. So that was the first question that they have. And then I think you answered a lot of the things that people have asked when we launched. So I think you covered a really good bit of
And
really all of the burning questions. So
yeah, good. And we got to remember, we've had 10 and a half, almost 11 years with the iTOVi scanner, building the reports, leveraging partnerships and building all that out. Same with the DNA. We've had 5 years with that. We've had only a few months. Well, we've been developing the iTOVi face scan for about a year, but a few months in people's hands. We're learning. We're going to be iterating much, much faster to give you guys a better product, a better report, and hopefully more simple that is, an alternative to what's already out there that I've heard is definitely just more complex, takes a lot to figure out. We're trying to simplify everything and give you guys the tools that you need. So if you do not have the PDFs, email us. I support at itovi.com. We're happy to send those over to you. Um, and I really appreciate everybody on this call. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys in a couple weeks. We'll be doing this again. So stay tuned on when these will be launched. Also, if you want to be part of our texting program, also email support at itovi.com. That way we can just text you if you're not a part of it. And that way you'll get a text that you can always see any promotions we always have. You'll get a text. So just email support@itovi.com and say, hey, here's my cell phone number. Even if you have WhatsApp only, we'll add you to that. So you don't miss any promotions, any webinars or anything. So anyway, you guys are awesome and we'll see you next time. Thank you.